Here comes
last
Bill.
last question on the Raiders. So, I think Jimmy Garoppolo is probably somewhere in that worst quarterback in the AFC West title, right? I mean, he's
I don't
basically
know, Jay.
him or Russell Wilson are the ones that are going to take the mantle for the worst quarterback in that division. So you've got Patrick Mahomes, clear-cut winner. We both agree. Justin Herbert and his faults. He's probably second best quarterback in that division. Russell Wilson, I think, is going to have a bounce back year, but I can't say that confidently just yet. So it's up between Russell Wilson and Jimmy Garoppolo. So do you see somehow the Raiders winning the AFC West? If not winning, are they going to sneak into the playoffs with the wild card? I mean, we all kind of see it as, Chiefs and then Chargers. And I'm high on the Broncos this year because I think, Sean Payton's going to correct that no matter what. So where do you think they land with Jimmy Garoppolo as their quarterback?
I think, assuming they get a tight end prospect in the draft and they address that offensive line issue and they work on that defense, I think it's going to have to be a combination of things. It's going to have to be a regression for the Chargers with the new coaching or offensive coaching staff. I think the Raiders are going to be, best case, if the stars and the moon align, a wild card team. Wow. I think a lot would have to go their way to make a playoff run, but I think that's in a perfect world, that's what it would be. Because if they're winning the AFC West, Jay, we're talking about cataclysmic event. Mahomes blows his knee out. Justin Herbert gets hurt and misses like 6 games, or he gets like in and out of concussion protocol. Like Tua, Russell Wilson is, proven to be a sham of what, he was of yesteryear with the Seahawks, even under Sean Payton. Like, a lot of things would have to line up, in my opinion, for them to win the AFC West.
Yeah, same here. I mean, I think it's an uphill battle. You're looking up at the other 3 teams, and if I had to guess right now, I think they're probably coming in last in that division again. I think it's unfortunate with how the Raiders, because they got so much talent on that team, but I think this is probably the last year that Josh McDaniels is the head coach out there. I'm looking at another 8-9 kind of year, 7-10. Just because Jimmy Garoppolo is going to get hurt halfway through, and then who's the backup, right? If anything, they should allocate some resources. And they should obviously go out there and try to find a healthy and a good backup, a Brock Purdy-esque backup. Now, the last question I have, and I promise is the last question on the Raiders, and we'll move on, all right? Does this move with Jimmy Garoppolo essentially mean they're not going to take a quarterback in the draft? Or do they still take a quarterback in the draft, developing for the future, and Jimmy Garoppolo is that bridge guy? Because as a bridge guy, Jimmy Garoppolo is wonderful. You have him there for 2 or 3 years. He basically, helps you mold a new quarterback, whether it's this year or next year, or whenever you take in the draft, and it'd be perfect, right? But I think the problem is, like, a lot of times with these kind of moves, they're like win now moves. And I wonder if that's the thought process with Josh McDaniels. We're going to win now. We're going to forget about the future, and maybe they won't take a quarterback in the draft. So do you think Jimmy Garoppolo going to the Raiders means yes quarterback or no quarterback in the draft?
I'm torn, Jay. Part of me says they're going to address like the defensive side of the football. The other part of me thinks, you could have Jimmy G and, potentially have like a Will Levis sit behind him, or I don't think AR-15 would fit in that type of offense per se. But I mean, he's super green out of everybody there, in my opinion, but the athleticism's off the chart. Maybe he sits behind there, and plus, like, Mark Davis is going to want to put some fans in the stands, so why not have AR-15? We all saw what he did at the Combine. I mean, gun to head, I say they go on the defensive side of the football, but I wouldn't be shocked if they took Will Levis in the first round.
Yeah, same.